Hi, we showed this to you at the end of the webinar, but I didn't want you to have to sit through the awesome webinar if you wanted to log in here. So we'll go through this a little quickly, but you'll have it here. So this is a shared environment. There's other people in here. Don't put production data in there. If things are sitting around too long, we will stop them, but make sure you back things up. Shouldn't be a problem. We will guide you through examples, Slack channel, all the materials you need to get things done. And people are doing that now. If you're not in there, still time. We've extended the deadline thanks to Joe Witt and the awesome team out there. So forget this May 9th. It's going longer. There's a debate how long. Maybe they'll keep going. Just get in there. You got time. Give it a try. Download your flow. Fill out that form, and you'll be set to go. Let's log in, and we'll log in just like you did. So I recommend coming with a clean browser. So there's nothing maybe in the cache or queue. Turn off your VPN. Make sure you're on a fast network and ready to go. So click register, and you can put your corporate email in there, whatever makes sense for you. I'm going to put my name in there. Put my email, put a password. Don't forget this. I mean, we can reset it, but easier if you just remember it. So this is a trial. So you got to go through all this stuff and it's fine. You're going to get an email. If you don't see it in a couple of minutes, click here. The email is pretty fast during the day. Let me go check and see if I've gotten it yet. I'm going over. Oh, I see it. Hello. Here we go. Verify email. Let me show you. This is what it looks like. I'm going to grab that link and paste it in a new window and redirect. We are in. Now, that link I first gave you, bookmark that, save it, because sometimes you'll time out. You may forget where your what the link is. If you go to see some kind of sign out page, that's not right. So let's go where you need to go first. You need to go to data flow. Make sure you have permissions. Okay, you can see other people are running. They got cool stuff going on. And then you need to see who you are. Okay, makes sense. Next thing you got to do is go to your profile like we just did, or through user management. You've got to set a workload password. You need this to get to Kafka, to save some things, to create tables. These are things you might want to do. Whether you're competing or not, you probably want to use those to go through the tutorial. You need that password. So speaking of tutorials, let's go to there. We gave you that link, but let's go there again. There's one for the best in flow. It walks you through 3 separate tutorials. One will give you Kafka to Kafka. One will give you Kafka to Iceberg, and one will show you how to deploy a function. This other one gives you some details on how to build a Kafka topic, how to build a schema, how to build a table, very important things. And this last one is the slides from the Meet the Committers. Good stuff. But for now, let's just build a quick flow so you get used to it. So you can see other people are running. So what you want to do is go to the Ready Flow Gallery. If you're following along with the tutorial, this is going to tell you exactly what to do for this first use case. And it's going to be the same thing. Like I said, you set that password, make sure that's set. Then you're going to create a Kafka topic. And once all that is created, you are going to go pick one of these ready flows. If you're following the tutorial, we'll pick the one from Kafka filter to Kafka. Pick your environment. Give it a name. We're going to use our own name here so that we don't forget who ours is. So ours is going to be flows because that's my name, my ID here. So we'll pick that. Flows, Kafka, do Kafka. tutorial 1. And it says that's okay. It's going to start building that. It's going to take a little while. Puts us in this environment. It's already put all the code there. What we need to do is start the session. This gives us the ability to edit. If you want to access, have other people access your code remotely, maybe send data in, you could allow these inbound connection. There's some security there. You probably don't need that. Start the session up. While that's running, this is a good time to do something else. So what we could do otherwise is go to Data Hub clusters. This is in the tutorial. And we are going to go to Kafka. We are going to go to the Streams Messaging Manager. This is how we manage things in Kafka. And we're going to go to Topics. And we're going to add a topic. And it's got the default settings are pretty good. Just make sure we do delete. So my user ID is flows, and whatever it says to create your topic name is, so you say syslog critical, 3 partitions, spell it correctly, and hit save. Now we've got a topic. And you can see it's already created it. That's pretty awesome. So when you're testing to see your data later, you could see it coming into here. So that's great. This tool, you definitely want to be looking at Streams Messaging Manager. Great way to manage your stuff in Kafka. Let's look at a table. Now we go to in here for the OSS Kudu demo, and we hit Hue. Hue is a really easy to use tool here. And we could see as it's loading up, there's a couple different databases. I want to go to the one that's named after my email. So flows, readyflows.com, that's me. This is where I can create a table. So when I need to create a table for whatever it is, this is the place to do it. And I think I have one set up here. We got the DDL saved. And I will just create this table. Let's go into Hue, paste it in. I think I pasted it okay. Hit run. It's going to run for a few seconds. And if I come over here, I can refresh. And then I'll see my table was built. And it's got all the fields. That's great. I can run all the tutorials that I like. If I want to skip those tutorials and do my own thing, perfectly fine. Like I said, starting with a ready flow is really easy. If you're not sure where your things are, you could search if you've named it appropriately, or you could just take a look and sort. There's about 50 in here right now. And we could see, should be an active session. Here we go, flow. I spelled my name wrong, but you spell yours correctly and you'll be able to find it. So you see here, it's already active. So I could start putting in parameters that I need to do here. And this will let me go to parameters. I set these values. These are in the tutorials. If you're following along for the tutorials, this is a great way to start your system, because here you have everything you need to be able to run some live data. It's got all the SSL. It's got most of the parameters you need. Just follow along to be able to do them. If you want to see other parts of this, we can take a quick look at parameters and you go through. So that's all you need to get started. I have one here running and I could show you a little more in-depth app here. Here I'm doing an invoke to get a REST point. And again, we put most of the thing in parameters. So if we need to change them, reuse them, pretty easy. So we have that parameter. When you're ready to test, right click, generally run once, unless you have something you want to keep continuously running. And then you could check the data as it comes through. If you want to step through, you could stop at each point and have that running. At the end of this, we go through a bunch of different steps and we write to Kafka. So again, that's a good reason to have that streams open so we could see what we're writing to. This was writing to Tim Travel, and we could take a look at the Data Explorer, and you could see that's right now's data. Perfect. We can see it's working. If you have problems, we are on that Slack group that I mentioned. If you haven't signed up yet for that, go to the link that we gave you, sign up with an email or with Gmail or what have you, and then you'll be ready to get into the Slack and get help for whatever you need. The tutorials are here in this directory we gave you. And remember that login link, and you will be great. If you have questions, definitely reach out. We'll be on Zoom. We'll be in Slack. Thank you. And we'll see you at the Winner Circle.